Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Real quick, when I say live, what I mean is I'm recording myself in real time, seeing the information for the very first time. In other words, I don't know what's coming next. So if you're open to the idea of a raw nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. Market just opened up here. As maybe you saw here, this candle is moving all over the place. So I'm currently watching Facebook out of the opening gates. Want to see how this thing behaves moving forward. 180 is an interesting level, but within the first minute of the day, and this is a 1 minute candle, meaning this thing is going to keep moving around for 1 minute, and then a new candle will start to form. But point being, want to give this thing a little bit of time before I make any sort of potential movement. But I am also looking around at other stocks. So that's the current situation right now. I'll go ahead and pause, and if a setup starts to take place, I'll get the video rolling. Okay, watching Tesla here to potentially short at 651. In there at 651. Looking for this thing to roll back over here. So short 100 shares Tesla at 651. See this thing come down through 648. So it took out 75 shares there. We'll let this 25 work for me. See if we can get down below the lows of 647. It might bounce up from there, so I'll take that. So nice $325 trade to start the day. Let's hop over here to NVIDIA. Kind of move already happened. Maybe a potential bounce back a little bit, but yeah, that feels too much like chasing right now from the short side. All right, well, I will go ahead and pause for now, but nice first trade there. Kind of crazy when you look at the time. It's 9:34. And I was actually out of that trade at 9:33:39. You can see the times right there. So to think you can make in the markets $300 in less than 5 minutes, it's kind of mind blowing when you stop and think about it. But if Tesla does keep dropping, I would be interested in now hopping over to the world of options and playing some options if Tesla can get down around 638. Wow, I thought it'd at least bounce a bit from there, which is why I took those final shares off. Still made well above what I was risking on that one, so I'm happy with the trade. But I certainly didn't play it perfectly right. Granted, of course, it's hard to play things perfectly right when you use hindsight as your judge. But I mean, I definitely thought it'd bounce a little bit more than what it did right there. But like I said, if this thing wants to come down to 638, I would be interested in playing some calls on it. Now do I want to try to play some puts on it? And we'll see what it wants to do. All right, I'll go ahead and pause for now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick up. Oh, no, not 850. Whoops. Really interested here at 845 if it comes into play. or if this wants to go up. Okay, coming down. So picked up 3 contracts at 990. Looking for this thing to come down through 645 at this point. So we'll see what it wants to do, but great looking setup here. May even look to add if it comes back down. Again, watching 647 actually seems to be the key point. That's providing all sorts of issues. Yeah, it keeps getting stuck up around that area. Interesting. Yeah, 647. General area does not want to give itself up. All right, now we're starting to see some progress here. This is way more difficult than the setup suggested it would be here. Wow, look at that. That was discouraging. Got the breakdown, and I commented this is way more difficult than it should have been, and I was right to say that because then it snapped right back in my face for a $255 loss. Wow. Sometimes that's just how the market is. I mean, I will take that setup every time, and it started to work out. And who knows, does this thing come back down and then finally break down? Okay, I'm in again because maybe I just got spooked out and now this is going to actually be the move here. That's essentially the trend line there that needs to be broken. This thing does not want to break down, does it? All right, out there. So now I'm down 180 on the day. And I don't know, maybe this thing still comes down. I feel like we have completely entered into a 50-50 setup where it could go either direction, and I don't like that setup. Wow, great first trade, only to be wiped away by Tesla just getting all choppy on me here. So at this point, I will wait for 645. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I need to wait for some sort of confirmation now if I'm still gonna play it, because right now it still feels too much like 50-50. Yeah, well, still that first setup right there. I even got the breakdown, was looking good, and then went to total chop city, and I was a product of the chop. Facebook just getting hit hard here. Still will watch 640 or 945 maybe. So I'm not going to take it on this candle here. I want to see a bit of a bounce first. Or did I just get left behind? Let's try for some at 975. Nope. Too late. So, see? This is why trading is hard. I was right. It wanted to roll over. It is rolling over. But my timing was just off, and I couldn't take the risk because it entered into that 50-50 situation, and things were looking too shaky at that point. So if you were not aware, trading is hard. Trading can be very, very frustrating at times. I still am interested at 638. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, I have an order at $9 to try to pick up some puts here on a potential back test. I'm going to try at 925. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, going to go ahead and try to pick some up at 950. $950. All right, well, I got to be careful because these ranges are getting very, very tight, which makes for more difficult trading. So I gotta remind myself that, yeah, it's Tesla. Yeah, Tesla moves, which is all true, but Tesla's also very goofy where you can have these big wide range candles. Then you can get into little tiny movements like this where it's just a $1.50, which for Tesla is essentially nothing. Let's go back to take a look at Zoom. 90. Yeah, that's quite a bit of a beat down right now. Okay. I will go ahead and pause. Okay, I have an order at 19 for these calls now. So I was, trying to get long, or excuse me, trying to get short. I didn't. There is a move down. Oh, come on. Okay, in there at 19. On the best offer. So got a 250 scalp there. So we'll look to start the process over again with the next purchase at give or take 930, assuming 930 comes into play. So I suppose that's nice back into green at 70. But if this thing wants to drop down to 630, I would be interested then in restarting that process. So let's see what else I can find. All right, going to go ahead and get short here at 159.50 on NVIDIA. Looking for this thing to come back down here. Although typical, I'm watching Tesla, and Tesla's behaving very, very interestingly. And then NVIDIA does this. Give it a tad bit more wiggle room. Nope, got to get out. And I don't even have... Oh, now down 241. Another great setup that just didn't work out. And it still may work out. It still may come down like I think it was, but my timing is off. So... one of these days where I just can't quite get any sort of timing. Okay, Tesla. All right, Tesla, interesting here. Got to get up over 640 if it's going to truly grab my attention. But yeah, the struggle is real. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, going to try for some contracts at 1050. But who knows? Was I too slow once again? Actually, this candle's still pretty early on. Lost track of the time. This candle, quote unquote, being the 5 minute, is just getting started. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 950 because this candle, again, on the 5 minute, which is what I'm watching. What's on the screen here, I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, is the 1 minute, but this trade is more so coming from the 5 minute. And I was liking the candle, but it just dawned on me that the candle was just getting started. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. Let's see if I can get filled. FY on NVIDIA, that's why risk management matters. Was not pleasant, was not fun, frustrating, but had I not gotten out, look how much bigger that loss would have been. Again, because I was short, prices going up means I'm losing money, and I mean, it is well above. Where did I get out? I got out at 160.14. It's now up about $1.50 higher than where I'd gotten out. So again, was not a fun loss at all, but could have been a whole lot worse. And now when Tesla's coming down, so I'll just cancel that order out. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some, there we go. puts here. Looking for this thing to come back down now. $638 is going to be that first key breakdown point. There we go. And that didn't last that long. Again, this one is more so based on the 5 minute. We're just tracking it on the 1 minute. Yeah, 637 going to be that key breakdown point. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, starting to come down here. Like I said, 637 though is that first level that I want to see if it can fail. So just going to take the quick 125 there and hop over to NVIDIA. Interesting. What I wouldn't mind seeing is if this thing wants to bounce upwards and then come back down through 160.50. That could be a very interesting short-sided trade there. So we'll see what happens on it. Still down 116. And that last trade that I saw, I wasn't trying to go back to green in one trade. At this point, just taking simple trades. And if I end up back in the green, fantastic. If not, then I'll just keep the hole small because, you know, even now, as frustrating as it may be, you know, the losses I'm looking at, you know, being down 116, previously was down 2 something. You know, it's nothing within the grand scheme of things that can't be overcome. So there we go. Perfect. Okay. So if NVIDIA wants to come back down to 160.50, I would be interested. But like I said, maybe this is the start of a whole new move to the upside. And Tesla's doing the same thing, so I definitely played that right. Pull up Tesla here. Look at that. Sort of ridiculous, but it is what it is. What is that? 636, 640, 400. Yeah, no, I don't want to go. I'm just doing some simple calculations in my mind right now. So yes, I am talking to myself, but trying to figure out if I'd want to play this or not if it were to come back down to 636. But right now, not really close to there, so I'll go ahead and pause. Well, totally lost track of NVIDIA. Came back down to 160.50. And right now, although I don't know if I would have taken it because I think I would have probably felt that was pretty overextended. But if it does want to back test a little bit, I might still be interested. And Zoom has had an interesting day, and I keep forgetting to look at it. Zoom 89. In fact, let me get that alerted in the chat room. Okay, I'll go ahead and pause. Have an order at 10:25 here for some puts. Actually, I need to go extra conservative here and just go to 950. So I may not get filled at all, and that's okay because I need to be a bit more conservative here. 640 is actually... I could actually go long. The question being, do I think that 640 can actually be broken? Choices, choices, choices. I just don't know if I trust it. Hence me thinking puts, because it's going to be some sort of fake break. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, I'm going to try to pick up a call here at 1850. I'm not going to make a bunch on it. Not going to lose a bunch on it if I'm wrong. But if this does turn out to be some sort of consolidation before a move up through 640, then it could pay nicely. Well, let's first get filled. Okay, I am now in. So I'll go ahead and pause, and I'm not going to let the video roll and roll and roll, and we'll see what happens with it. But again, looking for a potential push up here through 640, but I'll pause for the time being. All right, it's at 640, up through 640. Now, was that a true break, the true start of something bigger, or is that just a fake break? And in typical fashion, is Tesla just going to snap back down and punch me in the face? Let's see. I'm encouraged, sure, but with the way Tesla has been going today, we'll see if that's actually a truly strong break or not. All right, out there for $10. Unbelievable. And you can hear it in my voice. I'm done. I am done today. That just summarizes it. That last trade there summarizes the markets. It summarizes the day. What kind of candle was that? What kind of garbage candle was that? Yes, like I said, this is live. This is how I feel at this exact moment. Look at that garbage. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How are you supposed to trade this mark? I mean, yeah. Well, you know, I'm never proclaimed to be like a fantastic trader, but I'm a good enough trader to know that I don't need to be trading anymore, because clearly I'm not in the right mindset any longer. What an absolute joke. Well, yes, this trade summarizes it all. This trade summarizes the day. It summarizes the relative current market we've been in. Just very challenging. One that, yeah, I get it. You can look and be like, oh wow, stocks were down real big this way or the other. But yes, within those movements, in hindsight, it's easy to sit there and say, oh yeah, this, that, oh yeah, that stock was down big. I mean, right now, you can sit there and be like, oh wow, Tesla's down 5.5%. So day traders must have crushed it by playing the short side. Well, no, but because within that short side, there's all sorts of nasty little movements. Now, again, in hindsight, I realize it's like, oh yeah, well, I would have drawn that pattern right there, and I would have gotten short right there. Yeah, cool story. Easy to do. Like, I get it. That's what books do. But in real trading, that's not how things play out, because you just don't know what's coming next. Specifically, like you saw right there. So in a very sick and twisted way, I mean, I'm glad I got that on video just so you could see how ridiculous that was. I mean, breaking out, looking great, and then boom. And again, these are 1 minute candles. So just absolutely brutal. And if you take one thing from this video, don't trade when you're angry. It's okay to be angry. We're all humans. I'm angry right now. Annoyed, frustrated, whatever emotion you want to call it. It's okay. You're never going to have zero emotions when you trade. But the key is, and this is where I'm not going to say, like, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm a fantastic trader, but I'm a good enough trader to realize that I am angry, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed right now. And the cherry on top of that was that, final trade that we just witnessed, where things are going fantastically well, and then just like that, I made $10 on it. So it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be annoyed. It's okay to be frustrated, but don't trade. You need to acknowledge it and then just realize that the solution in those situations is to just stop trading. And it's okay. You're not alone. I'm clearly there right now. That's just part of it. And, you're never going to have zero emotions. You just got to be aware of them. So I am moving on with my day, closing down 106 with commissions. I don't know, let's call it 125. So once again, I feel like it's the end of the world right now. I feel terrible. I feel so frustrated and angry. However, if I just take a breath, step back, and look at the big picture, consider the big picture, $125 is nothing that can't be overcome. It's not a big deal in all actuality. And if you've watched past videos and you've seen me make well over $125 in a matter of minutes. I mean, think about the first trade I made. The first trade I made today was $325 in a matter of like 2 minutes or something crazy like that. So it's not that 125 can't be overcome. It's just, you got to keep things in perspective. But that's all I have. If you enjoy the transparency here, if you enjoy the rawness and realness of these videos, then hit that like button, leave a simple comment down below. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. And remember, don't trade if you're angry. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.